Nope, it's going. All right, everyone. Hey, happy Friday, happy Christmas Eve, and welcome to the Q&A with Alan and Marshall show. I'm Marshall Atkinson.
I'm Alan Howe with Easy Way.
And welcome to our show. It's winding down. We have 2 shows left for the year. Can you believe it?
And what number show is this, Marshall? I didn't even look. It's hard to believe how many.
Number 5 million.
It seems like
I think we're at, I don't know. Let me check YouTube real quick.
And you know what? While we were setting up, getting ready, I was muted and couldn't figure it out. Like, we're new at this still.
It's 138.
138 episodes. That is incredible.
138. And this is all from us just monkeying around.
Yeah.
So thanks, everyone, for watching and making the show great. We really appreciate you. And one of the things would love for you to do is just sign in and let us know that you're watching, and more importantly, where you're watching from.
Absolutely.
As if you're a regular on the show, you know we have people from several countries watching. It's always fun to see where people are watching from. And then also, if you could do us a favor and share that you're watching, because, you know, maybe not everybody knows about the show, and we're just trying to get the word out,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
So anyway, so we're here every week at this time, as you guys know, and we're here for you. So what makes the show work are comments and questions. And of course, we have scheduled topics that we're going to talk about. But if you've got something off the cuff, you've got a problem, we really want to help you solve that. That's what we're here for. It's a Q&A show in that regard. So please let us know if you're struggling with something, or maybe you just want some advice, or you want to comment, or whatever, right? So help us out.
Absolutely.
Got a couple of folks here chiming in. So Sarah's watching from Minneapolis, Kansas.
How you doing, Sarah?
And Ghost is watching from Uppsala, Sweden.
As always. How you doing, Ghost?
Right. So, and then I know, Alan, you wanted to complain about the cold and winter, but I think whatever you have pales in comparison to Sweden.
I'm not sure. So we're at 8 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is, Celsius. It's cold. We have a little bit of a snowstorm going on. It's, 3 to 6 inches. It's typical for Michigan. It's windy, so not enjoying it. I've come down with a cold, so yeah, I'm not feeling good. So I was just basically complaining earlier.
Yeah.
So
right.
Marshall remind me that I am allowed to move. So
yeah, you are allowed to move. Well, it's like right now here in Arizona, it's about 50 degrees, and it'll be closer to later in the afternoon. It'll probably be 65 or maybe close to 70. It's very nice here.
Nice.
So
yeah.
Anyway, so that's why I live here.
Yeah.
So
well, we'll just chalk it up to one of the many poor life decisions I've made.
Well, in the summer when it's as hot as Hades, then you can laugh, right? So.
But I never do it to you, because I still like Phoenix is such a great area too.
Yeah. Right. So. So Hurley says, "Good morning, gentlemen. Merry Christmas."
Yeah, how you doing, Chris?
Good to see you. And then Sarah says it's -3
in Kansas. So is that?
And then
Sarah, is that with the?
It's -36, feel like -46 Celsius here.
Yep.
So there you go.
So Sarah,
I think so far for the winter derby, he's winning.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't know, Sarah, is that -3 with the wind chill? Because I know our wind chill brings that, it's 8 degrees, but it makes it feel like -13 or something. But yeah, I have a feeling you're probably colder in Kansas right now. So, and for me,
I don't know what the wind chill is in Arizona.
You don't have it. Look at Hurley. We have Sundays today. And this is, I grew up here in Michigan, and it's hard to believe that on days like this, we'd be outside playing. And just the older I've gotten, I'm just very less tolerant to it.
Yeah.
But it's all right. It happens.
It's okay. So you're slowly turning into the get off my lawn guy.
I'm there already. I'm already there, so I'm afraid. So
yeah. So
yeah.
All right. So,
but you know what? It's wintertime. My only thing, Marshall, is, people are saying, oh my gosh, there's a blizzard coming. And I'm looking at the numbers going, it's normal. It's 3 to 6 inches. That's not nothing. And yeah.
well, I think, people need something to talk about. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why we have topics.
Yeah. Touche.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've any else new person signed in? No, Sarah just says that doesn't count the wind chill.
Yep.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we pay some bills, and then we will come back with some topics and get the show going.
Sounds good. All right.
All right. So as always, we want to thank GSG for sponsoring our show and making all things possible. So here's a little word from them.
Sounds good.
GSG, the combination of over half a century of knowledge with industry-leading technology and the customer at the center of everything that we do. Graphic Solutions Group is a powerhouse distributor of traditional screen, sign, wide format digital printing, embroidery, and textile decorating. We are committed to our customers, providing support, educational, and consulting services. Your success is our success. We've seen these industries grow and change in our 70 years. One thing never changes: GSG's dedication providing the best products and services available. We've been around, we'll be around, from the highs and the lows, standing right here with you. GSG, the right products, right away.
All right. Thanks, GSG.
You know what? I'm still amazed at that commercial, Marshall. And you know what? We need to give a shout out to Daniel. He did such a great job on putting that together, and that's his voice on it. Someone who's done voiceover. He did just an incredible job on that commercial.
Yeah. So, by the way, Amber's here. It's me.
Hey, Amber.
Good seeing you. And Gosta says in Sweden it's negative 13 to 25 degrees Celsius last week.
You win.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But I have a feeling Uppsala, I feel like it's probably like Santa's workshop in North Pole, I'm thinking. It's probably a nice winter setting.
Yeah, well, it's the elves.
It is. It is. Sure, it's the elves. No. I'm sure it's I don't want to say Bavarian town, but I'm sure it's a very nice, I picture a nice, like we see in the movies and stuff, nice European Swedish town and stuff.
Yeah, right. Well,
and of course we've seen pictures. You and I have seen pictures of his ranch and stuff, and yeah,
he sent Ghost sends pictures of them chunking through the ice so they can go swimming.
Yeah,
like that's not something I'm going to do.
Well, with the Kelpies, also he sent them to me, herding sheep and stuff like that, which is cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
That he trains.
So, well, our first topic is, of course, happy holidays.
Absolutely.
So, happy holidays to all of our listeners and watchers and everybody who's made this show possible. We know that a lot of you folks are doing jobs sometimes and can't be on the show, and you watch later. So we wanted to wish you guys happy holidays, and may you and your family have a really great time this year and begin next year and all that stuff.
Yep. Let's remember that holidays are about being thankful. It's about giving. We need to be thankful for what you have. Remember, let's be thoughtful of those that have less and do what we can.
And also, the holidays can also be a time for a lot of stress and depression. If you've got, if you've got some situations, everybody's having fun and you're not. By the way, if that's you and you need somebody to talk to, I'm happy to speak with you at any time. So
same thing. Reach out. Yep. We're always here.
Happy to talk to anybody about anything, but especially that type of stuff. So.
Yep. Hey, we've all been there, and Yeah, it happens. And I'm a great one just going, hey, you just need to vent. Give me a call.
Yeah, right. So, so what are you doing for your Christmas?
So for Thanksgiving, I went to Florida where it was warm. I am not doing that this year. I'm looking forward to it. I'm spending Christmas morning with at my stepmom's place with my brothers and my nephews, and of course, she is 100% Polish. So we're going to have a incredible breakfast as always with, of course, eggs, 2 types of good Polish sausage, and um, pierogies, and all the good stuff. So
yeah. So anybody watching, are you guys going to be traveling in the crazy travel? Are you driving? Are you flying? Where are you going? I think that would be kind of fun to talk about. My son's home from college, and he's got it lucky because his mom's Jewish, so we do Hanukkah and Christmas. So the guy really cleans up. But we're having some family over on Sunday for a little brunch, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So
I will be bringing.
We're not going anywhere. We're hunkering down here. So
I will be bringing. Of course, I do stuffed mushrooms, which I like, but my nephews love them, and so
they're what do you stuff it with?
They're pretty easy. It's just brown mushrooms, bella mushrooms. You clean them out, and I just get some cream cheese and some chives and mix them in. Put them in there and then I usually I've did some bacon real crisp, and I just top it with a piece of bacon. Sometimes a little, if I do it without bacon because my brother is a vegetarian, and I'll do something like that. And I'll put some smoked paprika on there. Sometimes a little garlic powder. And that's it. And it's pretty easy. It's just labor intensive. I am going to make a mixed fruit cobbler to take.
Great. Something you might try is what I stuff my jalapeno poppers with, which is you brown the tube of Jimmy Dean spicy sausage.
Ooh.
And take that right out of the hot with the grease and all, and dump that in a bowl with your softened cream cheese, and then mix that up, and then put that in the mushroom.
I did that once with a sausage, not the real hot one, because I'm not a high spice one.
Well, I'm a spicy guy. So.
And you know what? With it was almost, they said it was good. It was just they felt it was a little too greasy sometimes. But so it's so that's the deal. This is my first time making a cobbler. I found a recipe I want to try, and contrary to popular belief, I am single. I do like to cook and do that, so I have stuff to do these next couple days. And
I love cooking, and so we've been doing some stuff here. I got a turkey that I'm going to be putting on the smoker in a couple of days.
Absolutely.
Kind of fun, a good story we're going to be sharing here in a minute about that. But,
absolutely, it's a great.
We'd love to find out from you guys what is your favorite holiday meal. I went and picked up the spiral sliced honey ham yesterday from the honey ham store, and that's really just for snacking.
Absolutely.
It's already done. You just have to grab a piece and put it on a sandwich. Right. So
I love spiral sliced hams. I'd love to know what Mr. Soldanic's doing for Christmas.
Oh, I bet he's going crazy.
I bet he's going cooking crazy, and So we have a bunch of people in the industry.
So Davis is here. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Davis, how you doing in Pennsylvania?
Mark is here. Good morning.
Morning, Mark.
Share what you're cooking.
Yep.
Chris says, my wife's sausage stuffing is the best part of the holidays. I bet it is.
I bet it sounds good.
That's right. Driving up to Champlain, Minnesota for Christmas with my family. We're having a beef tenderloin.
Yum.
Love that. Love a beef tenderloin.
I do love a good tenderloin. Yeah.
hits all the carnivore elements for me.
Yep. So like I said, with my
Especially
stepmom,
with the horseradish sauce to go with it. Just
so with my stepmom being Polish, like I said, it's just I cannot wait. There's something about pierogies. It's become a holiday favorite. And then, good horseradish on it with some sour cream. It's incredible.
Good. So anyway, that's all great. So happy holidays, everyone. Share with us what you're cooking, where you're going, all that stuff. We'd love to hear. And now for the real topic.
Well, real quick on the holidays, Marshall, is there anything from your childhood that used to be made that is not made anymore that you either are glad it's not made or you miss?
Well, I don't know. Christmas for us was always a lot of fun. I'm the oldest of 5 boys.
Yeah.
We always had a big turkey. It was basically Thanksgiving part 2. It was the exact form of Thanksgiving. But I had a lot of funny stories about Christmas. One year when I was a boy, we lived in St. Louis. Right. And all the bedrooms were upstairs, and you're not allowed to go downstairs until the parents got up and went down and made coffee. Right. So we were always huddled at the top of the stairs at 4:45 in the morning.
We were in the hallway. Yep.
Waiting for everybody to get up and making noise. So they would wake up, and eventually they would go downstairs and do their thing. And then we would always try to guess what Santa brought. Right. And from our vantage point at the top of the stairs, my brother Tim thought he was getting a bike.
Uh-huh.
And from my vantage point, I don't know why, but I said it was a vacuum cleaner. It's just the shadows on the wall or whatever. I'm like, that's a vacuum cleaner. You're not getting a bike. Yeah. And sure enough, he got a bike. But just really just kind of coming downstairs and, Santa crazy kind of a thing. And
I remember my brother and I, so growing up, there were 3 of us, and my one brother was 6 years younger, so he was asleep. And we probably didn't include him. We probably told him to stay in his room. But my brother Dan is only like 15 months younger than me. And we're there in the hallway, and we can hear this noise. And it would just almost be like almost a scraping or something turning, and then it would stop, and then it would do it again. Well, when we finally went in there, we had a hamster, and it was on a wheel going. It was running, and that's what we were hearing. We were trying to figure that out. It's like, what is that?
What is that?
Is it Santa? It's things like that. So.
Yeah, my dad was fun. He would right after he put us to bed, he would wait about 45 minutes, and he would go outside and throw rocks on the roof, so it sounded like the reindeer were landing.
Got it.
And then he would track boot prints through the carpet and eat half the cookie, that kind of stuff, right? And he had us all fooled.
And mom and dad would get like the end of a carrot, like a big one. And Dad would take a little bites out of it, like, okay, it was what's left from the reindeer gnawing at it.
Yeah, right.
Well, how the reindeer got in the house and put it back in there, we don't know. But
yeah. So Davis is eating well. Picked up a tray of 2-inch thick fillets.
Nice job.
And Sean says, "Burr, happy Friday."
Most of the country's like that, Sean. I'm sure for Georgia, it's real cold.
How cold can plastisol ink get before it goes bad? Debating if I need to bring ours inside from a storage building. It's getting in the 20s here.
It can freeze and let it thaw out. It should be okay.
Yeah.
But it's going to be real thick in the 20s. So what you need to do, bring it in from the storage building. One of the tricks I saw, especially for your higher opacity inks, your low bleed golds, your whites, your stuff like that, you want to keep those at room temperature. You can put them on a mixer, keep them there. They got to be kept moving.
So if there's smaller buckets of ink, a lot of people put a little crock pot water bath going
That's
on.
a Richard Greaves. Yep. With water bath
and
on
then
there.
Greg Kitson had like the grow mat thing.
A seedling mat.
Yeah.
Which screen printers don't know what seedling mats are used for. It's for hydroponic tomatoes. He did.
Yeah, there's nothing illegal going on in our industry. No.
Well, in Michigan, it's legal. Hydroponic tomatoes and other things are legal.
Well, yeah, tomatoes and other things.
And other various things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and actually I have a picture of the one at Greg Hitson's. I used that in my seminar on keeping it warm. So Amber, I forget where you're located at.
She's in Georgia.
In Georgia, in the 20s there. 20s are gonna be fine. It's not gonna hurt it. But you do want to in colder weather, especially your whites, your golds and stuff. It'll just slow your production down.
Yeah.
So
stir it.
Some people on their whites and golds will actually bring them into the office. So yeah, if it's from a storage building, bring it up off the floor too. If it's sitting on a concrete floor, put it up on a shelf or something.
Right.
I hope.
So Mark says ham is brining, hitting the smoker today. Texas Twinkies, which is Cajun smoked shrimp, hatch chili sausages, and homemade German potato salad for our Cowboys tailgate tomorrow.
Cool.
That sounds great.
So what are Texas Twinkies? I don't know what that is. So Mark, you're going to have to say what those are.
I saw a recipe the other day for what's called Texas shotgun shells, which are a smoked meat filling inside of manicotti noodles that go into the smoker.
Yeah.
And they're all wrapped in bacon with a sauce and stuff. And
that would be good.
Yeah. So I don't know if that has a different name, but that certainly looked good. So
right.
And then Chris says, I had to turn my volume down, Marshall, because my kids could hear you talking about Santa. Sorry.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Josh says, good morning, fellas. And then Ray says, greetings, Screenlings, as he always does.
And Ray out of Oklahoma. And Ray, we're going to be thinking about you. This is your first holiday without your father. So, yeah. Those are always a little difficult.
Right, yeah. So
Mark Soldonic says here's what Texas Twinkies are.
Oh, okay. 12 medium jalapeno peppers, 12 tablespoons of cream cheese, softened brisket, 12 slices stick cut, bacon, kosher salt, ground pepper to taste, bottle barbecue sauce. Okay.
That works.
Yeah. So it's basically the same thing I do with the ground sausages, but you're putting brisket in.
Both sound good.
Yeah. Thanks, Alan.
Yep, I've been through that. We all have.
Yeah. So let's jump to our topic, which is not holiday stuff, but how to talk to employees. And so,
Marshall, you have a great story.
You guys, a story that happened to me earlier this week. And so I'm at the grocery store. My wife has a giant list that I'm getting. And for the holidays, it's full of stuff. I've got a huge cart of items. And one of the items, of course, is a frozen turkey that I'm going to be putting on my smoker. Right. So anyway, so I'm checking out, and there was a young woman, probably in her early 20s as the cashier. And she was super competent and chit chatty and really nice. And we were just, she's ringing me up, we're talking about how busy they were and whatnot. And she gets to the turkey, and evidently the turkey that I bought or was trying to buy, there was like a little loopy handle at the top. That's how you pick it up. There was a barcode tag that was supposed to be on there, and that's how they ring it up for how many pounds the turkey is. And of course, mine didn't have it. I would, of all the turkeys I grabbed that one for some reason. And so she couldn't ring it up, and she called on the intercom for her supervisor to come help. And this manager came over, right? And this manager's, I told Alan earlier, this manager's attitude arrived like 30 seconds before she walked up. right? And it was all, what do you want, kind of a thing. And she goes, well, I'm trying to ring up the turkey, and then the tag's missing. Need some help. And she goes, well, you need to dial the meat department to help you. She goes, yes, I know that. The key for the departments is missing here from my phone. I don't know how to contact them. And she goes, it's star 18. And then she pivoted and just walked off. And so the cashier looks up at me, and she's when the lady's out of earshot, and she says, sorry. And I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. And then she totals me up. And I go, wait, you didn't call the meat department. You didn't ring up the turkey. She goes, oh, don't worry about it. Merry Christmas. So I got the turkey for free, right? So the thing that I want to talk today about, because I think it's relevant, because we all are in the middle of crazy busy, right? And how we talk to our employees matters, even when we're stressed, even when we got a really bad phone call, or somebody, our boss, just the owner or somebody just chewed us out, a customer, whatever. We have to be careful about how we speak to other people.
Yep.
Especially in front of customers.
Exactly.
Because that just leads to all sorts of negative things, like getting a free turkey, right? So anyway, so I thought I would just throw that out here, especially at the end of the year when we're all stressed. We got a lot going on. Some people are really busy, and other people some people don't have any work, like they've shut down almost, right? So that could be stress both ways, with having work or not having work, and how you talk to people really matters, right? So I just kind of want to throw that out there. What's your experience with that, Alan?
Well, I think how you talk to employees is important, and Marshall, I'm glad you said everybody has a bad day, and we've all made this mistake on how we talk to people. And when you and I were talking about it, I said, I think about every issue that I might have had with an employer or current employer. It's always been over something like this. And, it's harder now when we have these and it's a text and an email, because you can't read tone. You cannot tell tone at all. Yeah. But when it's a client, it's always, we have to be cognizant of what's going on, because now, like you said, how many times has an employee been mad? How much money does the store lose for a free turkey? And there are ways to do that. I know with my boss, of course they listen sometimes, not on there, so I never have a problem with Alex or Sarah or anybody. But anytime you're working with people, you're going to have a conflict. There's good conflict, there's bad conflict, and it's usually over some misunderstanding, or how I perceive they've said something, thought something, or vice versa. And we've had to talk that out. If not, because then it gets bad. So I think, again, the manager, 100% wrong on what she's doing. What was going on in her life around? Don't know. But you're there in a retail situation, how I would have handled it, Marshall, I would hope I would have said, you know what? And now here's the other thing. This could have been an employee that she's asked us 1,000 times, and they've told her 12 times. Don't know.
Well, we don't know what all went in it. All I know is from a customer's perspective, I'm buying a couple $100 worth of groceries. Yeah. And I had a lot of groceries. Let's put it that way.
The customer doesn't know and doesn't care.
And all I see is like, holy smokes. And so now that we're talking about it on the show, and there's going to be a blog article about it.
Yeah. So, and that stuff with, I've seen that happen. And the cashier, you said she was extremely competent. She apologized. I go, you have nothing to apologize for. But yeah, so we have to be cognizant of that. I think, and it's difficult to do. I'm just kind of rambling. I don't know. I mean, we've done it. We all snap and stuff, but normally in the middle of a snap, you have to be professional enough to catch yourself with it and just go, you know what? I'm sorry. I said that the wrong way. I apologize.
Yeah.
You know what? It's star 18. Let me call for you on my phone. I'm sorry your key. And look to the customer. I'm sorry the key's not working. That's our bad. Let me call and get that price.
Yeah, so there's a million ways to handle this, right? And so my point here is just not about this one particular situation. It's more about just being cognizant of when people are stressed, and when you're stressed, how are you talking with people? How do how do people perceive you, right? And you know, I've gotten into hot water before because I don't realize how I sound, right? And
you know what mine is? I don't realize how I look. When I'm tired and at trade shows, I guess it shows.
You get the resting bitch face, Alan?
Yeah, well, I have that usually at the beginning anyways. And so it gets real bad. And I have to be reminded. I have some friends that will remind me of that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, you know, like when we start our show every day, we go, hey, we're happy to be here.
We're happy to be here. Yeah. And contrary to, you know, Marshall, that makes it easy because you and I never disagree on stuff ever.
Oh, we just.
And we never talk about.
By the way, we privately, we disagree on a lot of things.
On most everything. But yeah, but you know what? It's a working relationship and I respect him. He respects me. But yeah, we have to do that. And so for me, like at trade shows, you know, you get tired and stuff going, I just want this to be over. But no, there are people that are wanting to talk, and I have to remember that. So
yeah. So Hurley says for about the Santa thing, was you're just giving away my secrets with the footprints. Sorry. And then Don, it's -4 in frozen water pipes in Kansas City.
Don's with E2. So yeah. Oh man, I ate that.
Yeah. And Terry says, I have my speaking voice and I have the one that's in my head. Don't let the one in my head out.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I have what I want to say, what I say, and what I want to say.
Yeah, right. Sometimes the thing I want to say comes out.
Well, it's taken me 56 years to figure out the control of what I want to say, not to.
Yeah, and Ray booked his flight for Long Beach. Yay.
All right.
Awesome.
That's going to be a great show, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so I just think for this thing, you know, how you speak with your employees matters. A really great phrase that I've used for a long time is help me understand that, you know, so for example, the supervisor could have walked up, hey, I'm having a problem ringing up this turkey. It's like, well, help me understand what's going on here. Mm-hmm. Well, the tag's missing. I need to call the meat department and the keypad for the phone's missing. I don't know how to call. Oh, hey, that's just star 18.
Yeah.
That's all it could have been, you know, instead of this just craziness. And so if you think about, you know, when we're dealing with our employees in the shops, right? Somebody has a question about an order or a zip code that we're shipping to, or how to mix ink, or how to do anything, even if we just showed them yesterday. It's like, you know what? At least they're asking. You know, hey, help me understand. Yeah, here's the answer, and then we can move on, right? And then you can always follow up. Help me understand with another key phrase, which is "tell me more." Tell me more, right? And so you really want people talking with you so you can help them, right? And that's our role as leaders, is to always help our folks.
So Marshall, as someone who's managed hundreds of people in the shop, I mean, I'm sure you've never handled everything correctly and you've had that snap. So how do you go back with that employee once you know you're going, okay, I screwed that up?
Well, first off, you have to recognize that you made you stepped in it, right? And so you just say, hey, I apologize. Here's what I should have said. I could have handled it better, you know, that type of thing. And I think if you acknowledge that you're human, that goes a long way instead of just glossing it over.
Right.
And because what we don't want is bad feelings to fester and then just grow, right? And let's not forget, the number one reason why people leave companies is bad management, not for any other reason. You know, there's a
Agreed.
Johnny Paycheck song called "Takes This Job and Shove It," right?
Yep.
And it's all about the manager. That's
Yep.
the reason why he's leaving,
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
And so that's kind of the thing to think about, right? So Ray says a great learning experience for speaking to employees is working with cats.
Yeah. Cats do not do what you want them to do. They're going to do what they want.
Yeah, I don't like cats, but I can laugh at that. And Dan's here. Hey, Dan.
Pop, I'm in.
Seems like I learned something every day on how to be a better boss. Yes, you're learning every day. That's great.
Absolutely.
And there's tons of fantastic books about this, by the way.
Yep.
All right, where are we on time? Oh, so
I asked Marshall too. I said, Marshall, did you look at the manager and go, "Excuse me, ma'am, thank you for giving me the inspiration for my newest blog"?
No, I didn't. She was in her Wicked Witch of the West mode and got on her broom and flew off before I could say anything. So
I think you should have your card going, "Here's what I do, but thank you very much for."
Yeah, it was you know, my opinion of her wasn't a good one.
Right.
Just leave it at that. So all right, so let's talk about GSG real quick. And
Absolutely.
You can find their GSG Pulse, which is their magazine, which is in the rotating banner right at the top of their website, gogsg.com. And today we wanted to talk about wipes, wipe all wipes. So Alan, what's the story with this stuff?
Well, I love wipes like this. Now you can use anything. We always have cut up shirts and stuff, but here's what I love about wipes like this is that they're lint free. So if you're doing a color change, you're doing something, wiping the back of the screen, the last thing you want to do is put more lint on there. And these are great for, like, I think these are 100 pack or whatever, for $7. They're easy. You keep them by every print station right there in the cart, which you should have with the tools. And these are something every shop should have.
Yeah.
You know, everybody can use baby wipes and stuff like this. These have nothing on them. So you don't want to use baby wipes for like a color change or anything like that. But these wipe all wipes are incredible. I see them at a lot of shops. I'm a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of anything to help keep clean.
Yeah, and they're a little over a foot square, right? And
yep.
So, Mark, if you're still on here, we couldn't find how many were in the box. Can you verify how many are in the box?
They're folded, and there's just like a bunch of them in there.
Yeah, we think there's 100, but we want to verify because we tried to zoom in and it wasn't a count. So
yep. And then, of course, you know, they have right next to it the Alano hand and surface sanitizer. You know, we still want to be keeping clean. While COVID's kind of a thing, it's on there, and we're a lot safer now. But you know what? I'm here dying of a cold. You still want to keep clean and remember to wipe down things.
Yep. All right. Well, you can find that at gogsg.com.
Yep.
And please check them out. So
absolutely.
All right. So next up on our hit parade is new customer stories. And I think as we start thinking about ending 2022, what's our next thing is 2023 new customers. Q1, how are we going to hit the pavement? And I think right now is what as we're kind of like trying to end the year and they're just a little slower and whatever, now's the time to really be thinking about that. And we talk about goals all the time, but I thought it might be fun today to share about how you got a new customer. So if you're watching right now, we'd love for you to share how you found a particular new customer, how you kind of courted them a little bit, how you signed them on, what did you do? And that way everybody can kind of learn from everybody else. So Alan, you had a really great story that you shared with me before we started the show. Why don't you relay that story?
So I'm still in my is what I'm called. I'm considered a road warrior, and when you're in sales and stuff, there still has to be. I'm still a big believer. There still has to be a certain amount of cold calling, of looking for new accounts and finding them, and that is strictly a numbers game. You call 10, hopefully 7 develop into something that you can keep cultivating. And I was talking to a younger sales guy, one of my dealers, their reps, and he has a new part of an area in Ohio he's covering. He goes, I'm just out, so it's kind of a slow week for suppliers and stuff like that. So he's just out, still working hard, making cold calls. He goes, I'm just not getting anywhere. I go, did you get a name? Well, yeah, I got names and contacts. I go, you win. That's the first goal, is doing that. But then he had one where it hit. So you still got to do the work. You still have to go out, whether you're a printer, you have to go out and find that new business, what's out there, or add on to the existing customer. So you still have to do the work. Here's the best thing that happens. So I called on a customer in Youngstown, Ohio. This is 2016-17. Right there. Mark just answered the question we had.
All right. I'm hitting the button, Alan.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
56.
All right, cool. For $7, it's a steal. Do it. So anyway, I call on this customer in Youngstown. There's a couple automatics and stuff like that, and he just blows me off. That happens. He did not recognize that I am the Alan Howe. Come on. And that's fine. On there, it happens to all of us. That's part of it. You don't take on there. I leave him my card, yada yada yada. On there. Fast forward later on, I'm asked to do a podcast called Screen Room Secrets, and we're talking about secrets of their buy.
Hey, who are you doing the podcast with?
With you. And
of course, it was me.
Yeah, the first one you interviewed was Mark Coudray. I was the second one, and it was incredible. Yeah. And it was still it was a great one. I've still got.
That was back when I was working for Inksoft, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Screen Room Secrets goes out, and for a while that was one of the top 2 listened podcasts you said on there. Mm-hmm. So I was okay, great. All of a sudden, I get about a week after it airs, I get a call from this guy. He goes, "Hey man, I don't know if you remember me." And I knew exactly. I said, "Of course I do." He goes, "I know you were in here. I kind of blew you off a little bit." I go, "Joe, it's okay. I get it." I go, "What can I help you with?" He goes, "I listened to Screen Room Secrets, and dude, I felt like you were talking exactly about my shop." And I go, "I was." He goes, "Were you really?" I go, "No." But I said, "This is easy." So sarcastic, Alan. And on there, and I'm going, so I'm thinking, where's this going to? He goes, "From listening to that, I know all my problems." And he wants to give me an order for a brand new reclaim system, all the chemical, everything like that, complete tables and stuff. So it was going to be about $12,000, $15,000, maybe $20,000 order. And I told him, I said, "I'm not taking your order." He goes, No, I have the money."
What do you mean you're not taking his order? You're a sales guy. That's what you do.
Yep. Commission. Nope. I said, "I'm not taking your order." And he goes, No, I have the money. He goes, "I can pay cash. I can do credit card." But I go, No, that's not the issue. I said, "Look, Joe, if you liked what I said, those were generalities for all shops. I will do this. I will come into your shop. I will spend as much time as I need to, if you'll let me, and I will do a complete evaluation of your exposing screen room, everything that's connected to it, and clean up and give you a full report on it." He goes, "And you'll add that right to the price?" I go, "I'll do it for free." We did it. Some things that he wanted, we still did. Some things were different, and here's why, because it's his shop. He was having issues of screens breaking down all the time. He didn't have consistency and stuff. And we went all through that.
His exposure.
Part of it was his exposure. Part of it was how he's drying. Part of it was his process on developing. So there was a lot. And he had no SOPs on tension. And we did everything from that to saving screens and cleaning squeegees. And he ended up placing a nice order. And to this day, he's not only an incredible client of mine, He has followed me from one company to another. He has been a guest on the show, and he's a friend of mine, and that is Joe Sidrovic from Grill of Joe's.
Yeah, great.
All from a cold call that he blew me off on.
All right, got a problem. Can't see or hear today. Can only see comments. Trying to watch from Facebook. Merry Christmas to you both. I try to watch the replay. Is Facebook not working? Other people on here on Facebook.
Yeah.
So we can't answer Cora. Can somebody let Cora know that she can watch on YouTube or LinkedIn? And both are under my account. And so if somebody can type that in.
She said she can only see comments.
Yeah, she can only see comments. My suggestion is for somebody, because we can't type and answer. So if somebody could write that in, she could jump to the YouTube channel, or she could jump to LinkedIn, both under my name, and then she could watch it live. Like maybe something's going on. So thanks, Chris.
She just
switched to my Mac, and it was
woo,
whatever that is.
I think it means working.
Yeah, working. Okay. All right. Hey, just want to make sure, Corey, you're taken care of.
So. Absolutely. And we have found too, a lot more people are, when they go on YouTube, have a lot less problems, I'm understanding. And a lot more people starting to use LinkedIn.
Let me tell you, Facebook isn't all that.
Yep.
I don't know if I told you this, Alan, but I deleted Facebook from my phone.
Yep.
About 2 or 3 months ago, right before the election, because I didn't want to hear all the Facebook stuff in the election. So, and let me tell you, I am so better off.
Yep. Exactly.
I only have it on my computer, and I do a Facebook drive-by about once a day, just to see what's going on with everybody, because someone my business is tied to Facebook, and that's it, right? Yep. I'm on Facebook maybe 5 minutes a day. That's it.
It's about half worthless,
right?
So, and all that to say, we're talking about new customer stories. I have a bunch of them like that. I have some that were cold calls I was blown off, and I've never seen before. I see at a show, and they've never done business. It happens. You still got to do the work. And new customers are fun when they turn into existing customers, and even better when they turn into friends. I got a Christmas gift from these guys. They've been on, you've heard us talk about Sandlot Sports.
Right.
And you know what? Same thing. Met them at a show, a small show years ago. And just incredible people.
Yeah.
And,
they had from the, I think it was the Small Business Administration or maybe the Michigan Chamber of Commerce, one of the two.
Yep.
They were ranked the #1 business in Michigan.
Oh, really? Yeah. And I know they've won under 40. Small business under 40. Yeah. Right. So, yeah.
All right. I see this noted by the message that send 200 stars to see your comment here. I don't know what that is.
Don't know.
Hey, get off of Facebook.
Go to YouTube.
So anyway, for me, I think that the best thing for new customers is to just make yourself available and put yourself out there. As you may have noticed, I create a lot of content.
Yep. And
that content is what drives new customers my way. And back when I was running shops, I created a lot of content. It was the same thing, right? And so I think what you want more than anything is top of mind. So when somebody has a question or they're ready to order or whatever, you're the person they think of. And so that's, to me, is the purpose of a lot of the stuff that I create is really about creating that top of mind. So when somebody needs some help, I'm in on the conversation, right? And I at least want to be able to step up to the plate and swing at the pitch, right? And that puts me at the plate, right? And then the rest is up to me to close it, right? And
absolutely.
And so that's I've had a lot of conversations with people. I don't close everything, but it's one of these deals where people want to know, and I'll frankly talk to anybody about you know, what's going on to see if it's going to be a good fit. And what I'm looking for is alignment, right? And frankly, not everybody I talk to is going to be a good client for me.
Agreed.
And because of numerous things, right?
Yep.
But one of the most important is the willingness to change.
Yep.
And a lot of people are just stuck in their ways, and that's not going to be a good fit for me because I'm all about change, right? So, all right. So
I think, you know, on the best clients I have are the ones who are willing to change. And that story with Joe is he wasn't just looking for a new chemical. He knew he had problems, and I had answers.
Right.
And I was able to customize it, not a generalized, oh, your exposure's bad, learn to do that. Let me come in. Let's get to the root of everything and set a plan on changing stuff.
So Ray's got a great comment, and we'll have to remember this for next week. For the last show of the year next week, you need to have a what's the best new thing you saw in 2022? I saw something really cool a week ago at a client. So put a pin in that, Ray, and we're going to get to that next week.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And by the way, just so you know, yes, we are on next week.
Yes, we are.
So we're doing our New Year's Eve special.
Yep.
And Alan will have a mimosa or two, and I'll have a Bloody Mary, and we'll hang out. So
won't be like 2 years ago when I think I went through a whole bottle of champagne during a show.
Well, why not? Go crazy, man.
Feeling pretty good that at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll have my Bloody Mary. It'll be a Bloody Mary morning. And I like Bloody Marys a lot, by the way.
Yeah. And that'll be a great topic for 2022. Hey, on our last topic, I'd love to hear from everybody else. What's your favorite new customer story? How'd you get it? Who referred it to you? If the referrals are another way, Marshall, on new clients. I love when, you know, that's the best thing about shows. I love when Marshall introduces me and he knows someone's having a problem. You know, hey, you need to talk to Alan, or vice versa, going, you know what? There's a problem in their SOPs and all that. Hold on, I know a guy.
You know, in our supply, you know, I know a lot of people in the industry, and I bet you I send a dozen to 15 emails a week to different companies. Hey, I'd like to introduce you to so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. They're having a problem with this, that, the other thing.
Yep.
Just let you know if you can help them.
Well,
I do that all the time, right?
You were in a different state last week and called me and said, hey, there's a problem with this customer. You know, here's the deal. We talked, and I put him in touch with our rep there, and he contacted them right away.
Yeah, right. That's how it works, right? Yep. You know, so having a really good referral network, I think, is really key. And a lot of people refer me to people, right? So
absolutely.
And by the way, if you've done that and you're watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, so we got about 5 or 6, 7 minutes left. Think we can squeeze in one more topic?
Sure. Let's do it.
End of the year upgrades. I think everybody's aware of this, don't you? What are we talking about?
Well, every year we get calls and stuff, and you know, if you're on top of it, your accountant's going to say, you know what, you're going to need to spend some money. Is usually what happens on my end. And even as of yesterday, I've had a dealer calling, going, a guy needs a washout booth. He wants to buy it now. What do you have in stock? Well, we happen to have one. Bam, sold, done. And you know what? My thing is, these are great, but you don't have to wait to 2 weeks before the end of the year to do it.
What? You don't?
No, you can do it in January. But you know what? Here's the issue. If you don't know where you're at financially by September, October, you're in trouble. That's a problem. Make a note, check with your accountant and stuff where you're at. They usually say you're probably going to have to spend some money. It doesn't have to be on an upgrade to a new auto reclaim unit. It should be, but it doesn't have to be.
Cora bought a new laptop.
Perfect.
That evidently doesn't connect well to Facebook.
Yeah. So, you know what? The company I was just talking about, Joseph Rovick, he's doing upgrade. He's doing upgrades to his building. He's going to put a new roof on. He's going to do that.
That's great.
So, yeah, it could be anything. I know people that every year they buy 3 months worth of ink and stuff because they got to spend money.
Yeah.
Because they know prices are going to increase. There will be a price increase. Nobody needs to freak out. Stuff will go up next year. It's going to for everybody, and be ready. So you know what? If you know you're going to have to, put the money down, get it. And you can also, with equipment, even if it doesn't ship, you know what? Then I had a client place an order. I can't say who it is, for an auto reclaim. He's getting it done this year because he knows there's going to be a price increase next year.
Right.
And it's going to be busier. By the way, we're going to have a Blue Water laptop. There's a shameless plug, And I do know that order is going through GSG. So there.
Yeah. So Ray says you can also put money down a deposit on a future stocking order at a dealer.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's
interesting. And then Cora said that the new laptop connected, but her phone did not.
Huh.
There you go. Those pesky phones.
Yep. So end of the year upgrades, this all comes down to Marshall, which is in your wheelhouse. It's planning. And we talked about it last week in all industries. My stepdad said it when starting a company. His thing, he was in the wire harnessing business, is that most people don't know where their profit and loss are. They don't know simple business accounting. And so you got to know that.
So if you right now go to your calendar, and then September 1st, put a reminder to talk to your accountant about end of the year Q4 purchases.
Yep.
You don't have to wait till the last week of December, right? You can have that conversation and just remember to do it at the beginning of Q4. And but just make yourself a reminder to pop up, and then there you go. Right? That's all you got to do.
Absolutely.
Right. Here you go. Josh just bought some embroidery. We went with new ZSKs for year end. That's awesome.
Great job. I wonder who we got those from.
Sam Friday has an open schedule for accounting consultancy, I hear. Yeah, I bet he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, always with the funny there, Ray. So, all right. Well, great. Well, hey, how come I'm not in focus? What's going on?
I don't know.
My camera is, there you go.
You're back.
I probably look better out of focus.
I look out.
Marshall looks better the farther away he gets.
It's like, Ellen, your camera's out of focus. Nope, that's how I look. So.
Right. So anyway, so we hope everybody had a good week this week, and you're going to have a great holiday. And we hope that everybody's got their family around them and they enjoy each other. And to me, it's Chris. The presents are nice, but to me, it's always about the people and laughing, and that's what I enjoy most of anything. Is just
having a good time,
hanging out and giggling. Right. So that's what makes it great. So I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and whatever for you guys, and we will see you next week. Any wishes from you, Alan?
Yeah, same thing. Have a happy Hanukkah, a Merry Christmas, a blessed New Year. And you know what? Remember, we all need to, it's stressful. We need to be kind. We need to be thankful. There are people less fortunate. If you can help someone out, please do that. And we need to keep that little mindset all year, not just at the holidays, but especially now.
Right.
And but you know what, Marshall, too, I appreciate everybody. Like I said, it's little things. We get stuff sometimes out of the blue. Sandlot Sports sent me this tumbler. I got a thing of coffee from it's not on Charles Juros, but sent me a thing of coffee. And I really he's busy making money and printing. And one of my dealers sent me a thing of cashews. I really appreciate that.
Right.
We don't expect it. but thank you, everybody. You're what makes this industry go. We might be faces here, but without you guys, it's a Q&A. And we don't do anything. It's just Marshall and I talking, and nobody needs to hear that.
Yeah. So a couple comments real quick before we sign off. Josh says, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays all from Ray. Terry says, Alan, get you some pineapple juice for that cold. Instantly gets rid of cough too. Merry Christmas.
I'm on it. I'll pick some up. I'm actually out of cold medicine. I got to run out into the.
I'm a big Theraflu guy, right? When I got something like you, I like Theraflu. That always does it for me.
Mine is more congestion right here, but I have to watch just because of my past lung issues of it draining. And you know what? Here's another thing about our industry. I love the friendships we have. I'm friends with Mark Deal from Dowfit. They're right in Detroit, close to me. And Marshall, when I had bacterial pneumonia and I was on death's doors, Mark, his brother John, and them just saw what Ray Greenwood put. You know what? They would come up, check on me, see if there was anything I needed. And when him and I were talking, he knows they goes, don't let that drain into your lungs. Stay on top of it. And I appreciate our friendships, which go beyond t-shirts.
Yeah, right.
And I appreciate. So thank you.
We have our work family. We
do.
And whiskey, get some whiskey in you.
Yeah, a little hot toddy. That was my father. We got tired of us being sick. That's it. Just go put on sweats. He'd drop a shot into a thing of tea, have us drink it real fast, go to bed, get under the covers. We'd be asleep. So
Cora says happy holidays. Chris says Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
That should be in a story.
And just with that, we're going to sign off. So just a reminder, we'll be here next week for our New Year's Eve special or whatever on Friday. And so would love to see you guys here for the last show of the year. And we'll check you next week.
And we'll be talking about first topic. What's new? What'd you see the coolest thing in 2022?
That's right. All right, everyone. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a great Christmas and holiday, and we'll see you then. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.